And hello and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. Last time, we hit a point where the game was like, hey, level up. Please level up. It actually does make me feel as though maybe some of my previous concern about like leveling in the game being like, I don't know if I need to go back and like be at level, like if I'm like completely at the wrong level, that sort of thing. I am getting more the impression now, and perhaps I should have noticed this before, but it seems, I think it does seem like it's balanced around the idea of doing the Reverie corridor halfway through. It was forced the last couple times, but it definitely feels like it's built around that sort of concept, where there is like a distinct halfway point where they balance it assuming you've done it afterwards, which helps a bit in terms of some of that wariness on doing those bonus challenges on the basis of like, am I just like way under leveled or something. Either way, into another route this time. As we're just going to continue on, I figure Lloyd, as much as I do like Lloyd and whatnot, I'm gonna probably say my opinion that his is the least interesting out of the routes at the moment. He's probably still strong. But I've been enjoying like the little things that they've added in for chasing this like robot stuff. So I'm curious how they'll continue on that, because I'm not sure how much more they have to go on outside of like confronting Rufus or something, or the fake Rufus, which doesn't actually seem like what you do in there, like in his route, right? Especially because you have that cinematic as part of the opening that I remember being one of the reasons that I didn't necessarily think C was Rufus, of Rufus and C fighting. So, yeah. It's actually an interesting direction to take their story, because outside of the liberation part, which feels more like what everyone's doing, what have we got for this Act 4? Because like the C route and the Reen route, like they had like cliffhangers. This one, you had unanswered questions, but it wasn't like quite a cliffhanger, right?
Second Lieutenant Seeker checking in.
Oh, welcome back, though.
Hey!
Lloyd?
Yeah, Lloyd!
So you're here too, Fran.
I'm glad you're all right. And Kia, Tio, Wazzy too. Thank goodness you're all okay. After what happened at the ceremony, I thought...
Fran.
It's good to see you again. We're sorry for worrying you. Don't be silly. You all being here is more than enough for me. But, who are your friends?
Sorry for dropping in unannounced.
You guys have been camping out here this entire time? Man, the Crossbelt police have got guts.
Oh, this is definitely that place they were doing the training, isn't it?
Is that who I think it is?
Lloyd, you're all right.
Hey, Franz. Kate. It's good to see you too, Inspector Donovan. Raymond?
Even the Vice Commissioner is out here. You're tougher than you look.
I could say the same about you.
Well, good to see you're in high spirits.
It really is. The CPD's missed you, Lloyd and team.
Well, we're back. Detective Bannings, reporting for duty.
Cool. So how are we gonna find Randy and them? Because that happened with Reen's group too, where we got put with the other people that we hadn't really been with yet. Lloyd's team fled the scene after what happened in the military factory before the EDF could learn of the incident. Well, then led them to a point on the outer edge of Knox Forest Road. Although the area was near the police academy, which had been reportedly occupied, the Crossbelt Police Department and its associates had managed to find a gap in the foe's defenses, which led them to setting up an encampment. Okay. This does... So it's near the police academy. Interesting. Wire connection is giving a clear signal. Great. Let's finish setting everything up, Sharon. Gladly, milady. I see what you're planning. Because they're stopping us from accessing the Orbital network wirelessly, you've come up with a workaround by using a combination of old wired communications and Arcus units. Exactly. We may be able to contact Armorica this way, too. Especially since we have you, Elisa, Tita, and Fran with us. Show what a skill operator can do. Tio needs our help, so let's give it our all, Kia. You betcha, Fran. What does she actually do as an operator? I'm trying to remember. I thought she was basically, like, administration. Or, like, the person who, like, is, like, directing calls and, like organizing, like, the police efforts. I thought she was, like, an executive sort of, like, high responsibility version of, like a 911 operator, right? I guess she did just literally call herself an operator. Now that I say 911 operator, well, that's not really like I guess like encoding. I'm interested what skill set she brings to this specific task, right? But like she's like a uniquely qualified to make what Tio just said more possible. Well, they seem to have everything under control. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get the job done. I'm glad you were able to make it out of the city. That couldn't have been easy. There are more CGF members with you originally, right? Yes, Commander Bales took initial charge of the police force when we were thrown into the chaos by the attack. Randy, First Lieutenant Morale, Dudley, and Chief Sergey were with us too. Oh, hey, look at those names that feel like they should be making up more party members we'd be getting. I guess there might be, like, we don't get Randy for another act? How many acts are there? I was assuming, like, 5, so... But while we were helping the civilians evacuate, we came under attack again and were separated from the others. Look at those 2 party members. We've been gathering information with that might help us rendezvous with them. That's how we caught wind of the trouble at the military factory. I suppose we could just, like, meet up with them partway through like we have with a lot of people over the course of this. Machias is still out there, too. Oh, we'll run into Machias and be like, Dudley! Alex, it's been so long! And he'll be like, my name's not... What was that? Dudley? I didn't even catch the other name. I'll never remember it now. Which led to your excellent timing of saving our backsides. I'll say... I don't know what we would have done had you not shown up. It does concern me that we don't have contact with Randy and the others, but I know they can handle themselves. Same here. They're capable of looking after each other, so I'm willing to bet they're okay. Sounds like your group managed to gather a lot of useful info at the factory, Lloyd. We did. We uncovered details on the new Zauber Soldats and the name of some project. Could be a red herring, though. Imagine if it is. I did not look up anything on, like, Babbel or anything like that. I don't like to look stuff up. I know it's obviously referencing something, but, you know. I still don't know what to think of that simulacrum that Professor Novartis set on us. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. The professor was talking about him like he was a failure, but he was pretty damn strong if you ask me. Can't imagine he's the only one out there either. There's no telling who else could be impersonating a real person. Oh, it might be Wazzy. Seriously? That's pretty freaky. Yeah, no, like, legitimately. Oh, that would be an interesting way to continue the story. The story just sort of becomes like an Among Us story, where there's an imposter in the group, and we're trying to, like, fight off the like, distrust that comes from, like, the possibility that anyone could be a robot. You don't think there's anyone hiding among this camp, do you? I swear it isn't me. I'm real, I tell you. Please calm down, sir. If we start doubting one another, we're never going to get anything done. Also, robot. So, like, that feels testable. He didn't have, like, blood and proper flesh as a robot, so, yeah. The man's right. We might as well just throw our hands up and surrender at that point. But it would be such an interesting plot. And yes, get us nowhere. Exactly what that Supreme Leader ass-hat wants. Speaking of Rufus, I'm guessing all 4 of those are probably robots. All 5 of them. The skill with which he occupied the city and the charisma he's shown in leading everyone suggests that he's the real Rufus. But that doesn't make any sense. I just can't imagine that everything he said was a lie. Even he isn't that much of a weasel. True, if they, like, took his thought patterns from before everything happened at the end of Cold Steel 4, then a lot of that transformative sort of, like, breaking down of his, like, insecurities to be built back up in this story never would have happened, right? So it could be, like, the real Rufus in that sense, just, like, earlier in his time. You have our deepest thanks, Detective Lloyd Bannings. Oh, I know that look. Figure something out? I was just speculating, but I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We still lack evidence. Let's keep focusing on the little things in front of us first. Good call. We've got decent numbers here thanks to the police, not to mention everyone back at the village. Speaking of which, I think Tita might have figured something out. Everyone, could you come over here? We've established a connection. Could we get everyone over here?
Hey guys, can you hear us?
We read you loud and clear. It's good to see you all again. And I'm glad you're all right. I take it the investigation into the factory went well?
Looks like quite the team you're starting to put together over there.
It's not too shabby. Good to see you all are holding up too. It's me, Ellie. I'm sorry if we made you worry. Let me echo that. It's great knowing you're okay too. I feel the same way. It's a weight off my shoulders seeing you two again. I didn't expect Lloyd, Kia, and Wazzy to meet up with so many friendly faces when they set off. Excellent work, everyone. It already feels like we've made a lot of progress. That's the power of teamwork, right, Lloyd? Exactly. So, have you all made any progress in gathering info on your end? We believe so. Major Arndale is still kicking up whatever he can find as well. Now would be a good time to exchange what we know. Would you mind getting us up to speed? And then I'm back like, okay, we didn't find anything like that. Oh my goodness. You're saying everyone's a robot? Okay. Let's do the most batshit crazy theory that we could do right now. What if literally everyone in the story on our side and on the other side are robots? What if this entire thing is a simulation of how the people would react if they were thrown into the situation by just throwing robots at the problem? What if? Whew, okay. Speaker McDowell. Okay, yep. We were doing things. I will say that would be not necessarily a good way to take the story, but it sure is an interesting thought on a way they could take the story. So, Speaker McDowell's doing a lot better. That's good news. Yes, I can't thank Cecile and the clinic staff enough for all they've done. I will say, it's been long enough that I don't remember how they've changed the names and pronunciations of stuff from like what I had assumed when things weren't voiced. So I will get those wrong, probably constantly, because I've already sort of like memorized how I thought they were pronounced, and it's hard to override that. Especially if they don't come up regularly, right? He still needs to take it easy, though. My injury is almost fully healed, too. It shouldn't pose a problem moving forward. Shan is also helping out at the inn now. She's in much better spirits than she was before. Okay. So that, like, state is healable. I guess we saw that technically when, like, the hospital people were like, oh, so-and-so, so-and-so, and then we had that, Wazzy had his little speech, and they were, like, sort of snapped out of it. So that's interesting, in terms of exactly what's happening to them. I don't know, I feel like we haven't come across any more info on that to really speculate beyond what I speculated before, basically. Especially because, like, the stuff we learned about the robots and stuff feels so disconnected. I guess the one thing that we can take from it is that that dancer, the dancer is probably a robot too, right? So whatever methodology she's using to do it is either a skill-based thing because she's, like, emulating the dance skills, or it's, like, built into her, like, operating, like, physical body, right? I'm not sure how that would be possible. It was doable over TV screens and whatnot, so skill does seem more likely, but crazier things have happened. And they did give an artifact. They did, like, collect those artifacts and give them to the Emperor guy, right? So, more good news. Not the artifact and Emperor guy thing, but yeah. Take it easy if you have to, Riksha. You don't have to force yourself. I won't. Thank you for the concern. Hearing what happened at the hospital struck a chord with me too. I feel as though I lost sight of our roots as well. I need to face up to the fact that I need to face up to that fact as much as everyone else. Let's take it from the top and do it right this time. We can't afford to have any hesitations as we move forward. Well said, Ellie. We just need to find Randy and the SSS will be whole again. Ooh. I guess Alex never joins the SSS, right? Despite being a party member. See, I'm trying to remember. There weren't any other party members that, like, he's like the only party member that didn't join, in a sense. He's still part of the police, yeah, but, like, it's really interesting, like, he feels so arbitrarily disconnected from all their, like, hurrah, hurrah together, even though he was, like, maybe not a massive part of that story, but, like, a part of it in the same way a lot of the other others in the group were. Well, about that, is there something I'm missing? Does this have to do with the information you had to share? See, we managed to wrangle some info out of a few EDF goons patrolling the highway yesterday. Gave us a bit more of an idea of what they've been up to the past few days. Several of their elites are gathering in the northwest from the sound of it, for an operation to flush out the CGF and the Red Reaper. Wait. Yep, that means they have an idea of where he is, at the very least. That would mean... No, doesn't that sound familiar? If it's with what we learned the other day. The EDF were setting up a barricade in front of the tunnel on the mountain path for some reason. Ah, yeah, I saw that. I saw that in C's route. Okay. That doesn't sound like a coincidence, alright. Okay, that did end up being relevant, because normally they just say we can't go that way. Unfortunately so, this must mean that Randy and the CGF are currently holed up in Mainz. Not Mines, Mainz. Urgh. All that I remember, that it had like a different pronunciation technically. And the Ebon Defense Force has them completely surrounded. Even getting supplies into the area will be difficult. The terrain is surrounded by mountains and there is no escape route. Luckily, Randy has some experience holding that area with some of the guardsmen during the last bid for independence. But they're likely in even greater peril than before, given they have to account for the Zolber soldats this time around. We need to be prepared for significant casualties at the very least. This isn't sounding good, Chief. Understatement of the year there. We're in deep shit if the CGF falls to them. We can't afford to lose them if we have any hope of overthrowing the Supreme Leader. Can't we get in touch with Mainz using the same way we contacted Armorica? We can turn the situation around if we coordinate with one another. That much is true, but using this means of communication in an area we don't know poses too great of a risk. Our lives would be that much harder if our enemies learn of this method and put a stop to it. Good point. Well, if we're saying... I will say this. Our lives will be that much harder versus... Well, we don't have any chance of defeating the Supreme Leader, which were the two consequences proposed. That does seem better, at the very least. What's everyone else's ideas, though? Lloyd? Yeah, there's not a moment to waste. We're going to their aid. So, yep, Brant, pull up a map of the Mainz mountain path for me. On it. I'll round up all the information we've gathered thus far. I'll help too. Are you planning to go by yourself? What will that accomplish? You don't have enough manpower to break through the EDF's defense and rescue them. It's too soon to be giving up. Our allies have been holding them off despite being so heavily outnumbered. That means there's still hope. And now all eyes are focused on Mainz. That gives our best chance of slipping past their defenses unnoticed. He's right. It's not impossible. Don't forget the Ebon Defense Force is comprised of Erebonians. They won't be as familiar with Crossbell's geography as we are, even if they were stationed here before. Not entirely. I think someone brought up in the comments that, like... Or it was brought up in game. Someone brought up in the comments of the game, like, the EBF, like, the group that was there originally. Like, the people that were holding it at the beginning were also... There was some, if not many, sympathizers in Crossbells that would have joined their ranks. So yeah, it would be primarily Erebonians, but... I'm sure we can find a way if we all put our minds to it. Give us a hand, everyone. We can't give up on them. You guys haven't changed, have they? Well, if you're not giving up, neither will we. Damn straight, it's too early to be throwing in the towel. This had better work. We'll keep gathering all the info we can and try to find a way to back you up. I wish I could drop everything and rush over to help personally, but that won't be possible. Actually, I may have a lead on something that could help our case. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, now you've piqued my interest. We'll trust you to follow up on that, Ellie. We can all reconvene once we've reunited with Randy. I'm sure you'll all succeed. Nothing will stop us from taking back the city, and eventually Arcade. You can count on us backing you up too. We can afford to leave no stone unturned now that we know the society's at work here. Speaking of which, the area near the border with Erebonia hasn't been fully investigated yet, right? We could do with paying areas like that a visit. I was thinking my way over to St. Ursula. It'll be wise to share what we've learned about the wired connection with the Foundation. For the record, my request is still ongoing, Agate Crossner. Better keep Tita safe. But this is the first and last time I will ever trust you with her. I don't need you to tell me to keep her safe. She's always safe with me, don't worry. She hasn't died yet, right? Good luck, Mom. I'm tempted to return to St. Ursula as well, to let everyone know I'm alright. By the sound of it, I should say here. I may be needed in Mainz. We appreciate that. There's no telling how many people may need medical attention. Let's work together and play to our strengths. That's how we're going to rescue the others. The group then immediately set about deciding on everyone's roles for the coming operation. The goal of getting past the EDF's defenses and reaching Mainz seemed possible at first, but past experience had taught them of a route which seemed ideal for the circumstances. Lloyd and Noel, with their experience working together covertly in the past, agreed to form a Vanguard and go first to secure the round. Is this like a route discovered during the time they were in hiding during the Empires being around in Crossbell? Probably. I'm trying to remember if there was a time in one of the previous games that... Because I do remember sort of like a cave system. But I don't remember it clearly enough to say anything with any sort of confidence. Meanwhile, a number of other members decided to depart to gather information and to help distract and divide the Ebon Defense Force. The next day, March 21st, Dr. Silent and the remaining officers set up a base camp at the foot of the mountain path after bidding farewell to their departing allies. Farther up the road, Lloyd and Noel made their way to the infiltration point. Okay, so this is how we get split up. If we're only going to have 2 party members, that's going to be... Ooh. Oh, now we get our title drop. I guess this is still the first episode. Well, here we are. We'll have to go the rest of the way on foot. The tunnel up ahead is where the EDF set up their perimeter, right? In other words, we'll have to go down the same cliffside from a few years ago to get around them. Exactly. I marked the spot on our map. Let's head there and stay alert. We'll see if it rings any other bells in my head. I do vaguely remember something with Mainz in terms of the caves, but I don't remember it being a way in, basically.
Yeah! Now's our chance! I've gotta say, Noel, You looked real sharp on your new bike.
Darn right I did. It's a pretty fancy upgrade from the bicycle, huh? You should take a ride on one sometime. Nothing beats the feel of the wind while you're zooming down the road.
Maybe I will. But only if you show me how it's done.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, this is the same path we took. Yeah, I wonder if I left these... I guess we share inventory, so it doesn't really matter. But still. Oh my goodness, are we gonna go up there for a reason? That's intriguing. Are they actually gonna give us a reason to go up there? That said, I don't want to get in a fight with just 2 people. That's just asking for danger. I imagine we'll probably get a couple more people soon enough. There they are. They're armed to the teeth with the new sold-out Model 2. This must be where they are gathering all their forces like we thought. We should keep moving. Now I'm even more worried about the others. Same here. We'll be able to reach the old mine shaft if we climb down here. Well, I'm going to use it to exit. Use it to exit next to Mainz like we did a few years ago. If only, but that route was blocked off by a cave-in last year. Still, we can access a maintenance passageway that leads into the tunnel from here. And that'll let us slip past the soldiers and soldats without being noticed. It's worth a shot. Let's do this, Noah. So, yeah, they do feel like they're referencing something I'm not remembering clearly. Given the fact that it's, like, not actually, like... It's like, oh, remember this thing that's not actually accessible now? It feels like they're referencing a path that is not there so that they can give us a slightly different, like, dungeon progression. Oh, they're not going to just send us out. Oh, really? Okay. Never mind. I thought they were going to give us like a little cave dungeon. It felt like they were setting up for that. I was worried we were going to come out in a bad spot. Me too, but things worked out perfectly. We managed to slip in right behind them. Now we just have to make it to Mainz. Right, but let's stay on alert as we make our way through the tunnel. Oh, I'm curious if they'll give me the Mainz theme again. It's a good theme.
Yeah!
It's a great theme.
Now's our chance!
I think the evolution version is like the best version of that because it has like an awesome sort of like drum beat to it, but... Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. Damn it. Archaisms. Patrol units. We need to take them out before they give our position away to the EDF. Right, let's make this quick.
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
Right.
Ooh, okay. This now requires me to remember.
0 to 60.
Like I said, I with only 2 guys, so
And
I
here's
don't want
the
to take too
finisher.
many chances. I probably overdid it in terms of resources I used up, but...
Payback hell.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Engage.
It really has low
It's my turn.
low accuracy.
I'm going in. Fire. Battle complete. Nice job, all.
I still can't get around how obviously they knew what they were doing. For that one. Target suppressed. That should keep our location secure. A little too close for comfort. They came from the Moon Temple's direction. Why guard that path of all places? Should we check it out? I was just thinking that it looks like you're back to fighting at full strength. With a huge load off my mind seeing you back at your old self at the camp, too. I had been a little worried about you, honestly. Oh, I guess you noticed just like Wazzy did. Sorry you had to see me like that. I didn't mean to worry you. Oh, it's alright. No one can blame you after everything you've been through the last 2 years. The citizens were expecting even more of the SSS than they were in the Guardian Force after the Imperial Army invaded. Looking back, we all relied on you a little too much. Myself included. Water under the bridge. I couldn't tell you when or why we had become convinced that it was up to us to fix everything. It isn't as though we never had allies we could turn to. If anything, we've always been fortunate in that regard. But somehow, we and everyone else were convinced that it was up to the SSS to save Crossbell. And when we failed, everyone accepted the Supreme Leader's narrative instead. I can't pretend not to empathize with how they felt, though. I did my fair share of refusing to accept the truth during the first bid for independence. You mean, when the CDF was formed?
I think it's natural for people to want something to cling to when times are at their most trying. We've lived through an era where our home has been stripped of its pride and taken advantage of over and over again. And for the longest time, we dreamed someone or something was going to come along to make things right again. For a fleeting moment a few years ago, I wanted to believe the Crossbell Defense Force was that very thing. Yet in doing so, I turned a blind eye to the sacrifices that were coming at the cost of our freedom. The people accepting the Supreme Leader as Crossbell's new ruler are no different.
I suppose you're right.
But as someone who lived through it all before, I don't believe that acceptance is what defines us as Crossbellans. What does is our resilience. The way we stand back up and dust ourselves off, no matter how often life kicks us down. It's how we kept dreaming of independence, even while under Imperial rule. Our hardships have made it so we can hold on to that ray of hope, even in the darkest of hours.
I couldn't agree more. That optimism is at the core of who we are. That's more valuable than independence could ever be. And it's something we can take pride in. People may have lost sight of what makes Crossbell what it is for now. But if we can remind them again...
Exactly. If we can show them what it is that makes us Crossbellan, then I know we can take back our home. I believe that with all of my heart. Because of you. Because you opened my eyes the same exact way, Lloyd. I'm asking you to withdraw. Please.
Oh, I remember that.
I know this won't keep us from coming to blows down the line, but please. At least for now.
What happened to that rock-solid resolve of yours? You say you're willing to give your life for the cause, but when it comes down to it, you can't even commit. The Noelle Seeker I knew was never this weak. She would stick to what she believed in and never hesitate. As you are now, even a simple detective like me could take you on in a fight. If you win, then you can arrest all of us on the spot. But if I win, Noelle, you're all mine.
Oh, I forget if that's how, like, when I played it through, if that's the phrasing the translation used. But yeah, no, I remember that.
What are you suggesting?
Oh, that.
Yep.
The last part aside, you were there to tell me exactly what I needed to hear. I'll never forget that. Now it's my turn to support and help you, just the same, Lloyd. So let's keep on fighting, to protect the home that's always been so dear to us.
How could I say no to that? Of course. I'm with you all the way, Noelle. And I promise I won't lose my way again.
Neither of us will.
Well, I think we've stood around talking for long enough. Ready to resume the mission? We're almost at the end of the tunnel. Yes. Mainz is just up ahead. Let's hurry. Okay. Cool. Yep. We'll almost definitely be back there soon enough, and it might key us into some of what Reen's seeing going on. And that could be like in the same way Reen's is like, yeah, let's show up in Crossbill. This act might be more about everyone getting on the same page. There's a decent chance of that.
Whew, that tunnel took forever.
No plopping down yet. We're almost to Mainz.
No, Mainz. We're almost to Mainz. You're getting it wrong. Who cares if it's a purposeful... Who cares if it's a purposeful pun? Oh, I remember this place. This is where we had the, like, little sniper duel, didn't we? I can finally see Mainz in the distance. Let's hope Rand and the others are still safe and sound. Agreed, we should hurry. That came from behind us. Enemy sighted. Yeah, we should have been more stealthy. Or just gotten the fuck out of the way. What is Bannings doing here? How did they slip past our defense? Uh-oh. This isn't looking good. We're heavily outnumbered. I have no idea how you managed to get past our perimeter. But your luck just ran out. We're taking you both in. Surrender quietly, unless you want to be crushed just like that down. Yes, if that would work. Planning to attack Mainz? This must be them doing their thing. We have to stop them here and now. Right. We won't let them set foot in Mainz. You fools. What do you hope to accomplish with just the two of you? Capture them.
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
Ooh, defense down.
Net set and launch.
Bad idea.
It's over!
Haha!
I won't let you!
Hang in there.
Thanks. It's over!
No problem. Fire! Now's our chance. Let's...
I was so worried about the last one being like, oh, we only got these two.
No problem. I'm going in. I'm going in. You won't like this. Fire! An opening.
There! It's my turn. Zero Breaker! Impossible.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't let you!
very
Engage.
manageable.
Next set. An opening. Let's...
Why, you... Let's go!
Hey, look at that timing of taking that guy out.
Impossible. Sorry, but we got stuff to do.
That we do. The numbers game really is catching up. Too late to back down now. We can't let them get to Mainz. You're stubborn, I'll give you that. This has gone on long enough. It's time to finish. That's a Randy screen.
Damn it! It's the Red Reaper! Return fire!
Randy!
It really is.
Get the hell out of here.
Ambush failed. Fall back.
That pose in camera felt like it was made for like a thumbnail.
That was a close call.
Thanks, for the assist, Randy.
I'll say. We really owe you. You're not hurt, are you?
Aww.
Randy?
You damn idiots! What were you thinking coming here with just the two of you?
Yeah, I was wondering why we didn't, like, this thing that we thought would be, like, the key to, like, the going forward and whatnot. It's like we sent 2 people.
You saw how many there were. How reckless can you be?
That's my bad. I didn't mean to make you worry about us.
I will say, everyone's getting their, like, romantic moment with Lloyd. Noelle had hers before. It's very distinct, and you can notice it happen for Ellie and Rickshaw and them back in the past. I was not expecting one for Randy, but it is sweet.
This wasn't exactly a spur-of-the-moment thing. We're on a mission that was carefully planned with the others. Besides, did you really think we wouldn't come when we learned you were here?
Listen, you... Okay, you got me there.
Oh my goodness, just like legitimately how he said that when we heard. No, let's let him do it.
Besides, did you really think we wouldn't come when we learned you were here?
When you were here. When we learned you were here. That has such a sensual quality to how he said that.
Guess that makes me a big fat hypocrite, huh? I've probably been worrying you guys sick.
I will say, this scene does have a bunch of romantic tension.
So let me just say this, Lloyd, Noelle, it's damn good to see your faces.
I will say, is Randy the most forward so far of everyone?
Same to you, partner.
Randy.
Randy, are you all right?
Oh, hey!
Wait, aren't those 2?
Huh. I didn't expect we'd run into people from Thor's here, too.
I guess it was inevitable. I also forgot Toa was here.
So you've been taking shelter with the CGF. Speaking of which, where are the First Lieutenant and Commander?
About that. The thing is...
Let's all return to town for now. We could explain the situation there.
Cool. I'm not gonna object. Lloyd then followed the instructions Theo left with him to establish the wired communications. They were able to make the contact with their allies on standby at the foot of the mountain path. Gotcha. We're gonna do a 2-prong. Oh, just coming all the way here. Gotcha. The EDF briefly withdrawing from the tunnel created an opportunity for the 2 sides to reunite. Okay, so they were a forward group in order to establish a safe route, and then everyone else comes in to help. Gotcha. And so everyone was able to safely reach Mainz. Also, I don't know how much we have going on up there, but it feels like if we get all these people in, we could get everyone else out. Which would be quite the fun thing to do. Just imagining them showing up, like, we're gonna take you down, Red Reaper. No one's in the town anymore. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's not good. So she sustained several gunshot wounds to the chest, and not all of them passed through. She's in critical condition, I'm afraid. I know, but you're a super famous doctor. Can you do something? All I have at my disposal is a first aid kit. That's not going to be enough here. She needs to be operated on at a hospital, but it would be too risky to transport her using the route we took to get here. Gotcha. Okay. That's how you write out the possibility of my suggestion from before. Right now, all I can do is give her a stopgap treatment to keep her with us. The rest is in the goddess's hands. I can't believe this is happening. Of course, I'm not going to be sitting idly. I have my pride as a doctor. I'll do everything I can. I just want you to understand that isn't that much. Try and put your faith in her for now. Alright. Thanks, Doc. Hang in there, Morale. I won't fail you. We'll do everything we can, too. Lloyd's like, I'm not going to interrupt this moment. I had no idea she was in such a bad state. Apparently she was covering for civilians during the escape from the city when she was shot. Yeah, that idiot. She's always been one for putting others before herself. As for the commander, Sonia, I think her unit was separated from ours, too. They're currently holed up in the Moon Temple, but we can't contact them while our communications are being jammed. Okay, so is the plan going to be to get them out of there so we can join up as a bigger group and force our way out? That's a name that brings back a lot of memories. So that's what those patrol archives we fought in the tunnel we're keeping an eye on. Yeah, they've sent troops to attack it a few times now, much like they have here. That location is even harder to get supplies to than here, too. There's not going to be any communication cables under the temple for that matter. I don't know how much longer they'll be able to hold out. No doubt. We really don't have much time left. We had our hands full with just keeping the town safe as it is, so we haven't been able to do anything for them. Now that you and the other cops are here, though, we might have a fighting chance. I hate to ask so much of you when you only just got here, but there's nothing to apologize for. We came to help out to begin with. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like we have a moment to waste. So let's go save them and make it safe enough to get First Lieutenant Morale to the hospital. We'll do all we can to help plan the operation. I'll go double check our ammunition and supply stores. Thanks, guys. With you in our corner, we've got this on lock. Go gather everyone together. We need to get to work on the plan to get through the tunnel and save the main unit. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Lloyd? Yeah, I know. Randy. All members of the police and Crossbow Guardian Force who could attend gather to plot out the upcoming operation. Okay. The obvious implication of them being wary makes me wonder if Morale might be a robot. That's the more out there interpretation. Sorry, that's the more out there interpretation. The obvious one is like they don't think she'll survive, but that actually seems less likely in this game than the alternative of her being a robot. It's sort of funny to think that. As they had been hoping to do this for quite some time, it didn't take long until a plan came together. With everyone well aware that they had a little time to waste, they chose to spring into action that very day. And so it was soon after noon. So it was that soon after noon, the operation scheduled to begin in 2 hours. Lloyd and friends set about making their final preparations in town. Gotcha. That means runabout, right? Waiting for the drum beat. It's never gonna come, though. Oh, that's disappointing. That is actually sort of disappointing to not hear like the little drum drop in it. I will say, so I've at times just played with the idea of doing like a top music in the series list, just my opinion. And the Evolution version of this song would almost always be in like my top 5, top 3, maybe top 1, depending on the mood I'm in. I legitimately think that song is great. Like, in the weirdest way. I don't think like it's like a fantastic, like there's something innately unique about it, but something about especially how the drum beat in the Evolution version comes together. Oh, it just, I don't know. It just, something about that is just perfect to me. How are your injuries, by the way? Oh, yeah. Okay, that could be what Lloyd was really concerned about. Like, Randy's also, like, pretty hurt, but they're focusing on one other person. And that might get someone else killed if you try too hard. Can't complain. Not with what she's going through. You don't know what it meant to me to hear you guys were alright. If something had happened to you, too, I don't know what I would have done. Rayo's going to be fine. We just gotta believe. Let's get ourselves ready so we can greet her again with a smile. It might be worth it to flesh out a few details with Toa and Machias beforehand, too. Sure thing. Gotcha. Sounds good. Oh, that came quickly. That's 1 episode's worth. I think something just changed. You okay, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm fine. Can't say the same about the sense of foreboding I just got, though. Maybe I should go look into it later. That came way quicker than I thought it would be. Thought I'd get like 1.5 episodes out of it, like with Reen's round, but okay. I guess that's it for today. Gonna switch over. I don't wanna.
I can't believe you were holed up in Mainz again. History repeats itself, huh?
Don't I know it? Hate having to keep imposing on these folks, but what can you do? I don't got time to bitch and moan. Not when we got a job to do.
Yeah, and we'll see it through.
That we will. Later. Either way, yeah, I don't want to commit too much to, like, investing in the story right now when I'm going to abandon it for a while to do other stuff. So I think we're definitely at a good place to just jump out of it. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.